Tracking that chance for snow in the Sierra, much cooler weather ahead, as well as a chance for Halloween showers now. Of course, we have all of these extended forecasts on our ABC 10 Plus streaming app, as well as our new special, California Dying Lakes. It premiered last week. The entire special now uploaded there. Make sure you download the app. All right, the last significant rain that we've had in downtown Sacramento, we have to go back over 175 days. That was on May 4th when we got over half an inch of rain. Since then, it's been few and far between in terms of seeing any rain. This is typical. It's our dry season, but we're now at the tail end of it. Usually right around Halloween, we start to see that storm door open and more systems coming in from the Pacific. But again, the last time that we saw that significant rain was back in May. Since then, we had 4/100ths of an inch in August, but nothing in the bucket since then. As far as our timeline for this week, it looks much more typical of a fall pattern in Northern California. We kick off the new work and school week on Monday with a weather impact alert for the Sierra, mostly because our snow level is going to be changing. Tonight, we're looking at rain. Tomorrow, it's snow down to about 6,000 feet. Very slim chance of seeing a valley shower, so really not a high impact alert day for the valley. It will be for the Sierra, only because this is a change in our weather pattern. We were talking December, this would not be a weather impact alert day, but since it's early in the season, we'll call for those changes and just highlighting that. Tuesday, a chilly morning, still a slight chance of seeing a Sierra snow shower, mostly a flurry or two. Wednesday into early Thursday is when we see our next opportunity for showers. We'll start the day off with chilly conditions and then track another weather system due in late in the day on Wednesday through early on Halloween. But a lot to kind of unfold with that particular weather system. So the weather changes ahead. We have moderate to high confidence on certainly the cooler weather moving in, as well as chance for showers tomorrow, mostly for the Sierra, and that chance of Sierra snow. Now, lower confidence for that Halloween forecast with showers, as well as the totals that we might see for that. But just want to highlight that because, of course, with all the trick-or-treaters and all the activities going on in the coming days, definitely want to be prepared for any of those weather changes. Here's a look at our radar, and most of the showers have been north of I-80. A couple of sprinkles here and there along I-80, a brief heavy downpour, and then that's about it. The much bigger picture shows a lot of those, see these little kind of speckled clouds out there. That's indicative of a lot of cold air moving in. So we have the colder air still making its way into Northern California, helping to lower the snow level. Now, the deal with that is once that moves in, it sticks around for quite some time. Ahead of the weather system, the cold front, we had some gusty winds today. We had the Iron Man in downtown Sacramento, and a lot of the competitors were saying that was pretty tough to make it through the wind gusts today, especially on the swim and the run when we have some of those winds going on. And if you were headed into the wind with the cycling as well, this was not the best conditions for that, but at least it was dry, so no slick conditions out there. Now let's talk the Sierra. We've had some pretty gusty conditions up there. Winds are backing off just a little bit, but we still have some breezy weather, especially along Highway 50 and then points southward. For the valley, our winds are closer to about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Still have a wind advisory in place throughout the Sierra, the Tahoe Basin, just south of Highway 50. Earlier, we had a red flag warning that just expired, so we'll continue to monitor those gusty winds in the Sierra, but it doesn't look like red flag warning conditions. Instead, it's all about the impacts that we're going to be seeing with this alert. Time frame being Sunday night through Monday, lowering snow levels, and just the need to expect those changes, including getting out the winter gear and being prepared for the different travel into the high country. Tonight, we still see the moisture starting to take shape here throughout the Highway 50-80 corridor and through parts of the foothills. Again, not a huge dose of rain coming through, just a change in our weather pattern. Now, overnight, once the cold air works in, we'll start to see the opportunity more for snow showers rippling on through. That being true as well north of I-80 in the 80-50 corridor and south of Highway 50. Not a huge snowstorm by any means. It's just that we're starting to see this change in our weather pattern. Slight chance of rain, by the way, as well for the evening commute. And it won't impact huge amounts of our evening commute travel. But anytime we see rain, you know, the first couple ones of the season, everything kind of slows down. All right, Monday night, we still see the chance for some snow showers in the 80-50 corridor, and that's going to add additional accumulation, as well as on the back edge of this early Tuesday morning Very isolated in nature. This is nothing widespread or anything that's going to shut down travel. Only about an inch or two expected by the time we get into our Thursday morning from our weather system coming through. And for our rainfall totals, most of us won't even put anything in the rain bucket, actually, as we head up into the foothills, closer to about 1/4 of an inch or so. But again, not a huge rainstorm for us. It's just that it is a shift in our weather pattern. So far, we haven't actually had any measurable rain for many of the monitoring sites, more so along the northwest coast here that we've seen most of the shower. So it's kind of been nice to see, certainly, because we need to pick up the precipitation. Statewide, since the beginning of the water year, we've seen close to about an inch for Eureka, Redding less than 1/10 of an inch, over 1/4 of an inch for South Lake Tahoe. It's going to put everybody in a deficit, though. We're a little slow to get the water year going and the rainy season, but nah, we're not that far off the mark. First fall rain usually hits October 7th. The latest that we've actually seen at least 1/10 of an inch of rain for downtown Sacramento was December 11th. And then October 10th is when we started to get things going last year. So again, it's not that we're so far behind. It's just at this point, once we get into late October, beginning of November, we usually see at least a couple of systems coming through, but we're kind of slow, everything fizzling out as it heads on in. Not a time to put any concern out there because December, January, and February are when we get the bulk of our precipitation. In fact, 50% of our yearly precipitation hits in just 3 months. If we were to get through mid-January, early February, and things are kind of going as they are right now, then we might start talking about increasing drought conditions and a little bit more in the conservation area. Our futurecast showing that first weather system moving through. Again, it's not too much here, but as we dig into our Halloween forecast, by early in the morning, this is what we're looking at here. Now, this is just a wide range model. The grid is actually really, really big on this, so this is just a more of an overview of what we could possibly see into our Halloween. As we head into the beginning of November, a few snow flurries left over on the back edge, but then we start talking about the potential for perhaps some wind events to kick off the new month. But it is that time of year. We've got a lot of things going on. Our event countdown, we're 4 days away from Halloween. Right after that, we fall back an extra hour of sleep just a week from now. 9 days away from Election Day and then 32 for Thanksgiving. Daylight saving time is going to end this Sunday, so just a week from today, we are going to set our clocks back an hour so we get to fall back. October timeline, as we can see here, our temperatures have been pretty pleasant here the past week or so. These are the types of days we want to hang on to. I know, at least for me, last night I was thinking, oh, wow, this is like the last night that I could be out here without a jacket and just kind of bundled up because we're going to see a pretty dramatic shift in our weather pattern. Started off so hot at the beginning of the month, and then things started to cool nicely as we've headed through the end of our month here. And now we get a bigger blast of cool air coming in, and it hangs on all week long. So hopefully that Halloween costume includes some nice cozy apparel. We got the first weather system coming through for today. It'll continue through tomorrow. We get a bit of a break, and then the next one just kind of gearing up right now in the Pacific. Just take a look at another timeline here. This one is a little bit more tighter grid, so it has a little bit more specifics. Monday evening, we have the chance of snow showers right along 395, parts of the 80-50 corridor, and then a slight chance of those lingering showers for the foothills. Bit of a break Tuesday into early Wednesday. Even most of our Wednesday afternoon were dry. It's not until overnight into Thursday that we start to see that weather system coming through, but you could almost see what happens. It reaches that dry air, and it's really struggling to bring the showers, at least south of I-80. Now, north of I-80, we've got a much better chance of measurable rain showers and snow showers going on with that second system. Monday, we'll just take it back again. Monday, not much shower activity, and then that next weather system comes through. We have about, 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch possible, at least right now. But again, if you remember, got lower confidence on this part of the weather story here. About another 1/4 of an inch of rain or so for the foothills. Again, the first system coming through tonight, tomorrow, into Tuesday, about an inch or two for the Sierra. But then the next weather system that comes through midweek, Right now, it doesn't look too promising in terms of a lot of accumulation, and our chances of rain actually decreasing. This is our water vapor across the Pacific, and we just aren't seeing a whole lot of plumes of moisture coming through those very key signatures of atmospheric rivers. Usually, they'll pick up a little bit deeper into the season, so it's not too alarming, but the outlook for the beginning of November is actually turning back to a likely warmer scenario and a likely drier throughout Northern California, where our biggest reservoirs are. So that's kind of where we hold a lot of our water storage in the drier part of the year. Likely wetter potentially through the desert Southwest, which could feed into extreme Southern California. Looking at the drop in temperatures, today we hit highs in the 60s for this year. Tomorrow, we're only topping out in the 40s. 50s to near 60 for the foothills, with highs along the coast in the 60s, and we'll keep it in the 60s for the valley as well. We'll start the morning off in the 40s to low 50s. Highs not warming too much through the day. On and off chances for showers coming through for the mountains. For the foothills, it's on and off chances for showers as well. Mostly dry along the coast. Now, that's not to say we won't get a light sprinkle, much like the valley forecast for the next 3 days. Kind of on and off chances here for a light shower passing through. Not a high level of confidence for measurable rain, but just more cloud cover, cooler temperatures sticking around. You can see those highs are in the 60s straight through Saturday. A little bit warmer as we turn to the next work week. We've got fall back, we've got election day, and of course, we're going to keep our eyes on that Halloween forecast.